because I don't like to have two separate streams. Are we back? Are we back? That's crazy.
We won't bow down.
Are we back? Are we back? Are we back?
Yeah. Yeah. They shut the gate too fast. Call it peace, call it class. But I see who they wave through, and I see who they ask to move. Porch lights on the same old block, same old story, same old talk. If your skin says you don't belong, they can make a wrong look strong. But the fences don't define us, and the fear they feel will blind us. Every face they try to hide still stands right here tonight. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out.
What to do, guys? It's your boy, the Juice. Take two. Take two. I think we're back. I don't know what just happened. If it happens again, what we'll have to do is probably just run off the hotspot. That's the best I could do. I apologize for the delay. I don't know why it just cut off. Welcome back if you're chiming back in. I have no idea how it just cut off like that. It happens every now and then, which is crazy. Just crazy. But anyway, we're back. Let's try this again. Take two, take three, right? I think take four. Man, I don't know what happened, guys. I really don't. That's mind blowing for me because I don't like that at all. I hate to have part two, part three. I don't like that. So if it happens again, we're just gonna go hotspot, and usually the hotspot will hold up. So, anyways, we left off watching Juanita Dame, and I wanted to go back and play that because I want to get to the perp video footage. That's what I really want to talk about tonight. I have no idea where I was at in the video, but let's just play that, and I'll keep an eye on the stream along the way here. Man, that's so frustrating. Just frustrating.
Was creating the facial hair effect. I thought maybe it's covering the mouth area a certain way, and it just happens to show up, or our brain looks at it and thinks it's facial hair on that night vision camera. So for a few weeks, I started to look up bite lights. Okay, so this first one.
Wait, what? Someone said they were reporting you for talking about the family. Have you got any emails? Do you know how many people are talking about the family right now? That's insane. And what could they possibly report me for? That's crazy. I haven't got any emails though. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The one that says bite me on it, that one has the logo and it seemed to fit.
Hey, morning,
I think I even
Cynthia.
saw a couple of Facebook posts
Sweet
of people
opinions.
saying this is the bite light that
You're
he's
welcome.
using. And so I always thought that's an option, but then I'm like, wait, no, because that doesn't look like it would take the place of what I believe is, what we all believe is facial hair, but might not be facial hair. This second one is a lot more technical, and I thought this was a pretty good match. This is the one that I felt, oh, this is it. This is the bite light he has, that circle.
Yeah, Jana, we're going to show the perp video in just a second. We're getting there right now.
You know, that the light part with the black around it, that's probably what his mouth, what's making us think he has facial hair. But I thought, no, because that one's, I think it might stick out more. I think we'd be able to see it more in the surveillance footage. And then this one right here, this light by MWS, it's like a theater company in Manhattan. They have this bite light. I think it's for when they're like doing costume changes backstage, and I think the person has the light. This one I actually thought was, oh, this is it. You know, that circle is probably the representation of what we think is the facial hair. And for a while, you guys, I was actually very convinced that it was the MWS bite light that was creating the facial hair effect. But again, still didn't fit. It didn't seem to fit. And I still couldn't understand why I was so unsettled about that facial hair. Why I was getting that feeling of the uncanny valley with watching that video and that facial hair. It just kept coming back to me like, why does that not look right? That just doesn't look right. If he has a bite light in his mouth and his mouth is just slightly open, why does it not look right? It just,
Bro, I
you
feel
know,
like
when I
we're
watched it in
lagging.
the regular format, the way it was released, and then in the inverted, there's a lot
We might have
more
to go
detail
with the
that kind
hot
of
swap.
gives me more of an idea to believe that no, it's not facial hair. So I stayed on this bite light theory for a while. I had did a few more episodes before I released, before I started to kind of go into this one. One day I was thinking back to something that Maureen O'Connell said. She was on the interview room with Chris McDonough, and they were talking about Porch Guy having layered clothing. She says that it looks like he has layered gloves, layered pants. He has a pair of pants underneath, maybe another one on top, you know, and then he has
Hey, much
layered
love, LOL.
jackets. So maybe
Guys, you can talk about people on here. What gets me sometimes, just real quick, just to touch up on this real quick. What gets me sometimes is the fact that people are really scared. They walk on eggshells to say somebody's name, or like people say, oh, refer to it like this, say unalive, don't say died. You can say whatever you want on YouTube. You can do whatever you want on YouTube. Everybody's channel is different. People say you get, demonetized for people who get on here and smoke weed. There's people who smoke weed on YouTube for a living and make money. You know, every channel is different, but not that I'm going to do any of that. But, you know, as far as saying the name or saying somebody's name, this is talked about amongst so many channels. And at the very least, if you are going to get in trouble for something on YouTube, you're more than likely so going to get a warning first before you get just simply taken down. They're going to reach out and give you a warning, or you'll get some type of strike or something like that. You know, so just peace of mind. You're not going to your channel just doesn't get taken down like that.
he was on the interview room with Chris McDonough, and they were talking about Porch Guy having layered clothing. She says that it looks like he has layered gloves, layered pants. He has a pair of pants underneath, maybe another one on top, you know, and then he has layered jackets. So maybe a shirt, a jacket, maybe a shirt, a button-up shirt, a jacket, another jacket on top, which gives him kind of that bulky effect. So I was like, wait a minute. If Porch Guy took the time to layer his clothing, cover so much of his
Open
body,
mind, I don't.
why would he then leave his facial hair exposed? I mean, maybe guys can answer this question, but facial hair sheds, it can fall
Wait,
out.
what did she say?
And if that question exposed for so much of his body, why to layer his clothing, cover so much of his body, why would he then leave his facial hair exposed? I mean, maybe guys can answer this question, but facial hair sheds, it can fall out. And if that facial hair is as thick as it appears to be in the surveillance images, that would potentially increase the chances of him leaving some of that behind. I think there were reports that there was hair. Remember, Brian Enton reported that they were going to do some DNA testing on some hair found at the scene. But I was thinking, well, okay, wait a minute. If his facial hair is as thick as it appears, why wouldn't he cover it? So then I thought, What if there's more than one mask involved?
Samantha says that thing hanging out of the backpack is Nancy's ear. Wait a minute. No way.
What if what we're seeing is not facial hair at all, but just another layer of disguise underneath? So let's explore a few possibilities. I believe someone planning to commit a crime is thinking about reducing the risk of leaving any evidence behind. So again, if they took all these extra steps to cover every part of their body, why would they leave their facial hair exposed? I mean, they did have their mouth open, so they were saying he could leave saliva on that doormat or whatever. But why? Why would he leave his facial hair exposed? So I thought, okay, what if he's doubled up on masks? What if he has another mask underneath? The
whole outfit is weird.
Coincide with him layering other parts of his body. So then I was like, okay, so if he does have two masks on, it's most likely not going to be a knit mask like the one he has on. I don't think that's going to contain much of his DNA, if you will. So then I thought, okay, well, if he does have a mask, I just kept going over and over this and over in my mind. Like, okay, I imagine that if they're going to do this job, he wants to seal off everything, right? So I thought about a latex mask. Now I'm not thinking, okay, let me slow down. I'm not talking about the latex masks that we see in like Halloween stores, like Michael Myers or whatever, like the big, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the other kinds of latex masks, the ones that might make appearances in like intimate extracurricular activities, those types of latex masks. They're very fitted around the face. So I found a couple of possibilities. Stay with me. So this first one I thought was a match. I realized though that the mouth opening, it was way too wide. If Porch Guy is wearing a latex mask like this black one underneath, it seems that like it comes down really close to his mouth. So then I found this one.
No,
this is kind of a better fit.
That's not going to be it.
See how tight it is around the mouth area?
What do y'all think, chat? You think that would be something that the perp would wear? I don't think that's what's under that mask. I really would have to disagree with Juanita Adame on that one. I'll show you guys what I think it would be underneath that in just a second here.
What I believe we could be looking at. And then so remember back when I was talking about the eyebrows? And people were saying in the beginning, the eyebrows, they look very manicured. They look very thin. What if the eyebrows are just the part of the eye hole in the mask? That's why they would kind of look thin and very manicured, because the
eyebrows are part of the eye hole in the mask. That makes absolutely no sense. Nothing against Juanita, but that doesn't make any sense.
When I was talking about the eyebrows, and people were saying in the beginning, the eyebrows, they look very manicured. They look very thin. What if the eyebrows are just the part of the eye hole in the mask?
She lost me right
That's
there.
why they would kind of look thin and very manicured, because it's a cut hole, right? I hope I'm describing that okay.
No, not at all. You
so
messed
as you
up on
can
that
see, I took it upon myself to superimpose both of those photos. So Porch Guy and then that mask. Porch Guy and then the mask, Porch Guy and then the mask. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what if it's not facial hair? So I'll leave you with this.
What if it's not facial hair? What?
Final thought, okay?
Oh, Lord.
What if we're not even looking for a guy with dark facial features or dark features, or a guy who even has any facial hair at all? If my second mask theory has some truth to it, wouldn't this change our idea of his identity altogether? What if he's blonde? There's so many possibilities. If he is in fact wearing a mask, what we believe that porch guy looks like and what he could actually look like might be way different. Okay, so don't get me wrong, you guys. I still definitely 100% believe that porch guy is just one of the waiters. For all we know, the chef behind the scenes could have the dark facial hair. You know, the other thing that also I would see a lot is people saying that porch guy was a woman. That might also be true if this second mask theory is true. But it would be a really tall woman because remember, they did that height analysis when they put that white tent in front of Nancy's door and they were trying to figure out the height. And then they said it was...
We don't know what they were doing when they were trying to figure out the height. We don't know that for sure at all. So I wouldn't take her word for that, guys. We don't know for sure what they were doing. That could have been part of what they were doing, but that white tent could have, also been for other reasons as well. So I don't know what led her to believe that was for that reason, but she kind of lost me at the end right there. I mean, I think she overthought that for sure. Her videos are great, love her to death, but that I have to disagree with that one. It would have to be one of those masks that you would have to like buy from Hollywood where you're let's just say you're, how do I put it in words? Where you're, you can impersonate somebody. The only way to impersonate someone is to get a actual face mask designed and made, or to just impersonate a random person who isn't actually a person. That's the only way. That's for sure. The eyebrows are real. I'm not saying they're real coming from the person that we see, but they're real eyebrows. Whether it's the person that we see or the mask that person is using, the eyebrows are real. That's not black stuff underneath or latex underneath. It wouldn't look like that if that was the case. And it would also just be black. It wouldn't have a gap in between the actual eyebrows. You wouldn't see skin. But I truly think that there is a mask underneath, but it's just not that type of mask. Somebody sent me the specific mask that I'm talking about, and I'm trying to remember her name because she called and she said that she was a lawyer, I believe. So I was trying to find her name so I could pull up the picture, although it doesn't matter because I can easily find one, I'm sure. But I just would like to get it pulled up faster by finding this person's name. But I think I'm going to have to just do a little research here and find the mask that I'm talking about. So it would be more like a mask for impersonation. Let me show you this. And I'm going to just show you all the kinds that I'm referring to that I'm talking about. I think they did several things under the tent. Olivia, yeah, I agree. Amazon has them too? Wow. Cowgirl says, I ditched her too, blocked. Uh-oh, what's going on in the chat? Haley. Porch guy is a transformer. The entire plot has been staged, Rhea says. Interesting. Yeah, it's possible. It's a big possibility, right? We just don't know. So check this out. It would have to be these, and I've already thought about this a long time ago. I just haven't played it here on stream, but we pulled it up last time because somebody asked that I show the channel, and these would be the ones. Now, that's what I mean about hair being real. And perhaps they did find hair. This would be the hair that they probably found from a fake mask, which is not going to lead to anything. And that could be why. That could be our answer to why they weren't able to find anything within the FBI system. The what do you call it? They have a name for it. Can't remember right off the top right now. But that's why. That's probably why. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. I'm not going to just simply say that's why. Let me take that back. I worded that wrong. That's possibly why. It's possibly why. And I'm not too sure if these type of, mask and things, I'm not too certain if they shed hair. I'm only assuming that they would, just like a regular normal person. So being that it does go down to the shoulders, I think it might be important tonight that we kind of pay attention to the shoulders of the perp to see if we see anything when we watch the video. Just a second here. That's crazy. Stephen Curry, Kanye West, Michael Jordan, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James. You could get all these people's faces. It's insane. Some of them are not real masks though. And then look, some of these masks even have lips. Some of them even have lips. And those lips even the lips don't look real to me. They look fake. Wow. That's crazy. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. Actually, no, we'll leave it there. I think it's visible enough for you guys to see that. But anyway, this guy has on. Lots of good synthetic masks out there. Yeah, and it's happened in crime. I wouldn't say often, but I've seen it happen. And Mab Investigates is somebody who brought it up, and I've shared that story with you guys as well. Who in the world gonna spend $300 on a mask? Let's be real, guys. Really? $300 in 2026 is not a lot of money. So I mean, anybody, especially if it's money motivated and you're gonna get your money back times 1,000. You know what I mean? Or they just already have a lot of money and $300 isn't nothing to them. I mean, $300 in this time is not hard to get. It's not it's just not a lot. It's not a lot. I think somebody's in here trolling saying they're going to report somebody or something. We got any mods in here? It's all right. I got it covered. I only have 2 mods, 3 including my girlfriend, so it's all good. Bridget says, but either way you check out the mask worn by the perp, the mask has seams around eye holes, so no eyebrows showing. Huh. No eyebrows showing. I don't know what you mean by that. Are we buffering again? Lord, I hope not. Let me double back and check real quick. Nah, it looks like we're clear right now. Looks like we got a decent signal. No, I think our frames are dropping. I think we're good as of right now. But spam it if we do start buffering or something. Let me know. I'll try to keep close eye as I can on the chat too. I am looking for a couple more mods. I just don't know who Got to see who's really here consistently to really mod. I don't need anybody here 24/7 though, so I don't want anybody to think they have to be here 24/7 or every single time I'm live. But we're definitely looking for some more mods. Hey, thanks, Gertrude. I just wanted to check because somebody said, is anybody else buffering? So I had to verify. But anyway, that was pretty much it on the Juanita Adame video. I just had a couple, something that she brought up, which I thought was rather interesting. Wanted to just bring that to everybody's attention just to see what you guys thought about it. Now, I want to look at that video. Let's look at that video real quick. Well, not real quick, because that's what we're going to be looking at tonight. This video is the original one, so that's the one we'll be looking at for right now. Let me just get the screen set up in the right place. And then also my video that I edited, like I told you guys earlier, we'll be kind of going back and forth with that one. We might look at the one where he does the strub, but we won't be really paying too much mind on the one with the strub. Actually, we will, because, you know what, let's start with that one first. Because with this one, he does show his face, but it's very difficult to see or get a good look at his face. I would like to give it more definition and maybe sharpen it along the way, but I don't have my effects controls up, and I don't want to take too much time in doing it. So let's just pull this up real quick, and I'll move this over real quick because it's really like far out of the way and you guys can't see it. So I'll try to adjust it as much as I can so it's visible for everybody else here. So give me a second. I'm going to adjust this real quick. I'll just let you guys watch me edit this real quick, because otherwise you're just staring at a screen with nothing there. So right now I have it chopped to the left, so I'm going to unchop it. That's all we're doing. Yeah, so that's pretty much all of it. No, it isn't pretty much, it is. So in this particular video right here, it's very hard to tell if there's a mask underneath. Remember, we were talking about the part where it looks like he's got like a cyst or something like that. I'm questioning now, after like really looking at it again, if that is like a part of the mask that's kind of like sticking up. And I could be wrong, but I was just, and right here is where I'm talking about, by the way. So right in there, it appears that there's like a cyst in his eye. We might need to make this brighter, because I don't know if it looks bright enough on the stream for you guys to see where I'm talking about. And I might make it a little smaller because I got it kind of stretched, which isn't helping the quality all that much. But right in there, it looks like he's got a cyst. But is it actually a cyst, or is it the mask or is it possible that it is a mask over his face and that part isn't just sitting all the way down? But to me, this is like the most clearest part of the actual image of the person that possibly is there at Nancy's. I think we probably need to start paying more attention to the eyes than anything, because that might be all that this person revealed. That is so creepy, though. When you really look at this video, it's so creepy. It almost seems like to me that is a mask, though. I don't know why I don't feel like where the eyes meet, in between the eye and the eyebrow, It just, I don't know why, to me, it just looks like it is. But also, one other thing. The jacket is zipped all the way up. It's zipped all the way up. He made sure that he covered his neck completely. Completely. You don't see no neck at all. And that's why I say we might need to pay attention. Okay, now look at the ski mask. Look at the ski mask at the bottom of the neck here. Look at it. Now remember, in that picture that we just looked at a couple seconds ago, they got these things here at the bottom here. Let me flip this screen over a little bit. Hold on. So they got these things right here at the bottom here. Okay, so you either lay that flat or it's folding inside your neck because you don't have it flat. Let me go to some more images here. That way we can actually click on one. What are these called, as a matter of fact? Oh, so these are latex masks is what they're calling them. Okay. And then these ones are, some of these are called silicone masks. Okay. So let's just type it in. That way we can get a nice picture, and we can take one of these pictures, save it, and then put it next to the perp. These are not the ones I was looking for. And I don't want to buy one. I want a picture of one. These are good, man. Some of these are really good. But the seams on the eyes for me, that's what does it for me. Some of these got these little seams on them in between the actual eyebrow and the eyelid, just before the actual eye. That's what I kind of see in this video. And then the lips. The lip to me never really moves. It's like completely still. You know, I feel like your lips sometimes make certain gestures, although you don't really need to do anything with your lips. You can keep your lips from doing anything, which is pretty easy. But it almost appears like this one to me. To me, it really, I'm starting to realize that this is a face. This is some type of mask that he has on. It has to be. But look at the guy's body. Look again. Look at the body. Hold on. Let's see what the chat's saying real quick before we move too far forward here. Look at the body, though. I want to make an interesting point here. Why would somebody of this type of build, okay, look at his build, really pay really close attention to his build here. Let's go back to where he's more so on the porch. Look at his build. He's not fat whatsoever. Whatsoever. Look at how skinny this guy is. I mean, I'm skinny, you know, so I mean, he's definitely not as skinny as I am. Why would somebody of this size right here, why would they have a double chin? How many people do you see that's that skinny with a double chin? Let's go back to the chin. Look at the, and that's not just a mask. I'm not talking about the mask underneath. I'm talking about the ski mask. Let's go back to this other one over here where he's messing with that strap. Actually, no, I like this one. I like this one that we're on. I'm gonna slow it down here. I want to get to a real good spot. Ooh. What's okay? Just wanted to check real quick. I kind of get a really good look at that mask here from behind. It's like you almost get like a good little look at it from there. Look at the ears. You can almost see the ear. Hold on, let me make so that thing to move. Look at there's like an engraved part right here at the ear. It's like engraved, or it's like something's like pushing it up. Wow. Nah, there's a mask under there. Anyways, so this is what I wanted to show you guys again here. Bring him over here. Look at how thick that neck is. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Look at the neck. Look at that neck. And it's moving. It's moving. Notice how the mask is moving. Look at it. The ski mask is moving. With this, not the ski mask, whatever's underneath it is moving. Like if that long part right underneath right here, look right underneath, in between here and here, here and here. That's not hair, so don't say it's hair. It's moving with him. As if he didn't even get this thing all the way down into his, he just kind of folded it up or something. I don't know. But it's moving. That's not his neck. Look at, and right here, you can see the neck under, you can kind of see some skin right in there. I see a little skin there. It's hard to see on my video. I remember you have to zoom it out a little bit. Let me see here. Kimberly, big welcomes, by the way. Let's see if I can zoom this out a little bit. Nope, that ain't gonna work. All right, so this picture is not clear enough because I'm pretty stretched out on stream here, so I might need to go back to the original version here to show you guys a more clear image of what I'm looking at right now. Or I might need to shrink this a little bit. If you had a better video, you could be. It's actually pretty deep. It's the original video, so. I mean, we could try mine. We could look at mine in just a second here. I don't think, but mine is, it's not really clear right there, I don't think. Let me go back to mine and see. This one, because this one focuses on the light, so it's not really, we're not going to get too much out of this one. No. No, I don't like this one. It might be more clear for you guys, though. It's literally moving. It's literally hanging from the neck. Nobody's neck is going to do that. Where there's something like hanging down. In this particular area right here. No one's neck is going to do that. There's no way. Absolutely no way. All right, I'm going to go back to the original version, but I just wanted to see what mine looked like, but I think the original is probably going to be better. That's a mask underneath, guys. That has to be a mask. Nobody's neck goes like this. It's going down. It's going down, not inward. It's going down. Like it's like almost as like if it's hair underneath there. This guy doesn't have that much hair. You could tell he doesn't have a lot of hair underneath that mask. But who am I to, to say he doesn't? But I would honestly say this guy does not have a whole ton of hair underneath that mask. But I could be wrong because it's covered very well when you do put one on. And you could also, I think, just kind of lay your hair down to make it seem like you don't. There was a woman who put a mask on the other day that I saw, and you couldn't really tell that she had hair underneath at all. So, I mean, he could have a lot of hair for all I know, but I don't think this guy has a lot of hair. I don't. I just wish I could zoom out of this a little bit more to make it more clear for you guys here. Did we get a bunch of gifteds or something? Let me check here. Domsey with the 10 gifted memberships. Much love, Domsey. Sorry, I was just messing with the video here, so I didn't even get a chance to look. Man, much love, Domsey. Trying to see who it was that is officially members now, all thanks to Domsey. Nana, Adrian, as well as Cara Smith. Some of you guys are already members, I think. Jana, Bridget, it looks like Dreaming Blue Skies, the Amanda, looks like Dina Savage, Pam, Imson, Sunday are all officially members. All thanks to Domsey, man. Shouts Domsey. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the team. Those of you guys that are officially members, all thanks to her. Wow. Insane. Much love. Open Mind says, I'm convinced his change of clothing was inside the backpack. Originally I did say that, but where are all the cameras going to go? Because remember in the beginning of the other video, or this video, but, our stream had some troubles. I was showing you guys that he was coming from the back and they had trimmed out that part of the video. So he's definitely coming around the back from doing something. Who knows what that is? I can't say. I'm assuming those cameras are in the back and that's where he came from just finishing dismantling those cameras. How long that took him, I don't know. I don't think it would take that long to rip some cameras out. Unless he brought a drill to make it all that much easier and to move more quietly. Because on that initial approach, you could obviously tell that he's moving quietly. He's not trying to cause a whole lot of noise. But you can clearly see he's coming around from the back. It's literally. I mean, right at the start of the video, the leg is coming from the side, the dirt, so it's not like he walked up from that angle, unless he didn't want to be spotted by the camera, but he's spotted by those cameras. That's why I know they have more footage, because he has to be spotted walking up. There's no way he could have taken without getting spotted on those cameras. Nancy had a pretty good setup. She had a pretty good setup, but I know for a fact they were able to go back and find more footage in that cloud. That cloud has way more footage stored in there, no doubt. No doubt in my mind it does. Why they would be holding back from putting out to the public, I don't know. I feel like the public would be more helpful than they would hurt this case, and it would also, I think, help, depending on how good the footage is. It might not be that good. It could possibly help somebody identify this person. But he's clearly coming around from the back. For sure. Those cameras, we know, I don't believe they were broken on scene, and they, otherwise they would probably be able to put those pieces together somehow, some way, and maybe even put the camera back together. Who knows what the FBI is capable of, but I don't think he broke the cameras and left them there. I haven't heard anything that reported that ever. That floodlight we know was broken in the back or damaged. Not broken, I believe it was damaged. As if he maybe tried to remove it and he was unsuccessful because it was still there, but it looked like it had been tampered with. But it's only 3 cameras. The cameras aren't that big. So I'm assuming he could possibly have a change of clothes and cameras. Who knows? I have no idea. So I'll try to define this more, guys. If it's not that clear, I'm sorry. This is probably as clear as it's going to get when we're looking at the footage here. I've got it in Adobe Pro. Like I said, I'll try to define it some more, but I don't know if it'll be any better than it already is. So I guess we could just try to do that real quick. We'll take some calls too along the way right now in just a second here, so that way we could let you guys chime in on your thoughts based on what you guys think that it could possibly be. If you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know as well. I don't mind taking you up on it. Maybe. It's a beard, Wayne says. Hugs and kisses from Nanos. Kelly, what? Brown Barbie says literally hurts my eye. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. I believe he has a tarp to carry Nancy's body in the backpack. Steve Investigate says. Steve, how is that possible? That sounds terrible. I don't even think, you know, I'm not even going to mention Nancy's name in this sentence. Let's just say somebody else. I don't think a person who fit in a backpack even being chopped up. In that little backpack? I would hate to think that. Oh, so I did have the pictures that were sent to me that I already had them saved here. Man, what was I thinking? I saved some images of the actual backpack too. And I'll pull them up here. If it's the, well, it might not even be the actual backpack, guys. This might be just the backpack they think it is, because this is not on the bag in the video. At least I don't think so. Yeah, that's not even on the bag. So the FBI posted this on their site, and it's not even the actual bag. Why they would do that, I have no clue. It's not even the actual bag. And I think somebody came in and mentioned that yesterday, saying that this isn't even the bag. And then this bag that he has, it has like a drink holder on the side. You see that drink holder there? Hold on, let me move this over because you guys can't actually see it. I'm gonna shrink this, guys, because it's not really showing all up in the frame here. And I got Nancy right there in the way. So let's take that down so you guys can see everything that I'm seeing here. I didn't even realize that was in the way. Let me remove this image real quick. That's better. I might even have to remove that juice box there too. Yep. Okay. That's better. So there's that drink holder there. There's a drink holder. This bag doesn't have that. Hold on. I'm going to add another image here. I know I haven't pulled it up yet. But I think they were more interested in this particular bag because it has the reflectors on the actual bag. Yeah, that's most definitely not the bag. Why would they post that? This bag ain't. This bag might not even be an Ozark Trail, whatever it's called. A Ozark Trail backpack. It might not even be that. But I think they just got as close as they could to that specific backpack. Why would they go to Walmart's trying to see if this person purchased an Ozark Trail backpack if they couldn't even, you can't even confirm this is the bag. If they couldn't even put the right one on there, is it? Oh, it is. That might be it. Yeah, I could see it. I see the image. They do. It looks like they do have the correct bag because there actually is drink carriers on it. It's just the way it looks from the lighting at night. So that is the correct bag. And you can barely see the Ozark sign. Yeah, that's the bag. That's for certain the bag. Iron is lost. Welcome. So I'm working night shift and I'm happy to have you on, Troy. Much, much love. I appreciate you chiming in while you're at work. Means a lot. Justice says it doesn't look like he's in a hurry. Not at all. Not at all. And I'll let this run a little bit because I know you guys probably want to see it run too instead of me just leaving it paused. But that's not the bag. Or I mean, that is the bag. I'm sorry. That is the bag. And you see the reflectors. It's got those reflectors in the front. That's all there, so that's correct. I got one more image. I pulled the images that they do have, and I know we've talked about this several times. I don't know because those reflectors I don't know if those reflectors meet in the same spot as the bag that they have online though. So this I think it might be the closest bag to the one that he has that they were able to find. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Kids in there yelling right now. It's 3 a.m. Juice I sent was like a pair of suspenders. Interesting. I don't think I got that. Or I didn't see it. Maybe I didn't see it yet. I agree with Lauren. I have thought he was the cleaner also. But don't you think sometimes we're overthinking that? Perhaps he could be the cleaner. What if we're overthinking that and he isn't? And he's actually the guy that was there. What if we're overthinking it and for most of us that think it's more than one person, it's actually not. It's one guy. If you're a guy and you're in the chat, just from the guys only, I'd like to hear your opinion. Do you think you're capable of removing, if we have even any guys in the chat, because the majority of the audience is women.